Five-star offensive tackle Mark Matthews will be making his commitment in just a few minutes right here live on CBS Sports HQ. He's the #1 offensive tackle in the class of 2027 and ranked 3rd overall according to our partners over at 24/7 Sports. Matthews will be deciding between Miami, Texas A&M, and Georgia. He's a 6'5", 300-pound tackle out of St. Thomas Aquinas High School in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and played in this year's Under Armour All-American game. Let's send things out to our own Tom Loy, who is with Matthews now for his decision.
Thank you so much. We are here in Fort Lauderdale at St. Thomas Aquinas for the commitment announcement of the #1 offensive tackle in America, #3 overall player according to 24/7 Sports, Mark Matthews. Mark, this is a gym packed with friends, family, teammates, as you call it, a bunch of dogs. Look, the moment is here. How does it, and you got mom right here. So again, first, congrats on everything. Secondly, how does it feel to finally be here on commitment day?
It's a blessing, it's fun, blessed to be with all my teammates, my family. It's good.
You narrowed it down. You could have gone anywhere you wanted. We got 3 finalists. We got Georgia, Miami, Texas A&M. As you were narrowing your process down from your 50-some offers to the final 3, what were you looking for in a school and a program?
A good coaching staff, a good environment, family feeling.
Before we get to the much anticipated commitment, there's a bunch of schools, a bunch of fans itching and dying to know where you're going. So when you make this decision, tell the fans at home what they're getting in Mark Matthews, the player, but also the person.
I believe they're getting a dog. Someone's going to finish the reps, finish the plays, pancake someone. Yes, sir.
Guess what? That moment is here. It is time, the much anticipated commitment. Where are you going to spend the next 3 to 4 years at the college level?
First, I want to start with a prayer and a speech. My bad, y'all. First, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to come out today. It means a great deal to have shared this moment with y'all. I would like to begin with a prayer, y'all. Please close your eyes. In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Father, as I embark on this journey, I seek your guidance and strength. Illuminate my path with your wisdom and fill my heart with courage. May I embrace each challenge and blessing ahead. By trusting in your divine plan, grant my peace and clarity as I step forward. Amen. Amen. I always like to thank a few people. I just want to thank all my coaches, the whole St. Thomas Aquinas coaching staff, Coach Romano, Coach McLeod. They got me where I'm at today. I'm so thankful for them, especially Coach Harriet too, and Coach Smith. They are just great guys. They helped me a lot. Without their guidance and support, I also want to thank Coach E, keeping me taped up and hydrated. I love you, Coach E, wherever she at, if she watching. I already talked about them. I want to thank my teammates, just pushing me every day to be great. I just want to thank y'all. Y'all a bunch of dogs, and we're going to win the whole season. We going to win! Yeah! All right, y'all, I just want to thank y'all. And I got to thank the GOAT to the right of me. She's my #1. She's the person I do it for every day. I just want to thank my GOAT, my mom right here. I love you. I also want to thank my dad. Man, it's my guy right there. Yeah, love him. With that being said, for the next 3 years. For the next 3 years, I'll be going to. I'm sorry, y'all. Where the jersey at, man? We going there, get up, baby! Yeah! Let's go! Oh my God, yeah! Man, look at that jersey! Where my cowboy hat at, baby? Come on, man.
Mark Matthews is headed to College Station.
Elko era! Can I see that microphone? Yes. Hey, Elko era, baby! Let's go! Yeah! Yeah! Oh! Man, turn around, mama. Man!
Well, I'm going to ask you, why Texas A&M?
It just feels like home away from home. The coaching staff, O-line staff, just everyone.
Why is Mike Elko the guy that you trust to take you to the next level, and why is he going to be your head coach in College Station for the next couple of years?
Oh, man. He just knows what he's doing. He went to an SEC program and built it up from the bottom, and I just believe in Coach Elko.
Last one before we get you out of here. When did you know you wanted to be an Aggie? How did it all play out? When did you tell them? And then what was the reaction when you finally told them you weren't going to LSU, you weren't going to Miami, you weren't going to Georgia?
I thought they were ecstatic. You know, Coach Troop jumped in my arms. I love the whole A&M family. I'm blessed to be an Aggie.
Unbelievable moment. The best offensive lineman in the country, the number 3 overall player in America.
So the number 1 offensive tackle in the class of 2027, Mark Matthews, taking his talents to Texas A&M, picking the Aggies over Georgia and Miami, live here on CBS Sports HQ. And what a commitment. He is quite the character. Couldn't be more excited there. For much more on the newest Aggie, let's go ahead and welcome in the Director of Scouting for 24/7 Sports, Andrew Ivins, who joins me here live. Andrew, you've been able to watch this young man very closely. How was Texas A&M able to land Matthews?
Well, Jordan, I think we saw a little bit of Mark's personality. He had a lot of schools feeling like they had a chance to land him. I remember last summer I was at Nebraska, and it seemed like the Cornhuskers were in the driver's seat. And, you know, obviously so much has changed with the compensation. But look, everyone's going to have a competitive package and offer for Mark Matthews. And I think at the end of the day, you still have to recruit the player. And you got to give Mike Elko and that staff there in College Station a ton of credit. Derek Miller, the general manager, Adam Cushing, the offensive line coach, Pop Cooney there in the personnel department. All those guys played a huge role here. And the name I'm going to go back to is Adam Cushing. I think he's very underrated as an offensive line coach. You go back to his time at Northwestern, he had Rashawn Slater. You go to his time at Duke, he had Graham Barton. He just had 3 offensive linemen selected in the 2026 NFL draft. So a team effort for Texas A&M. But here's the thing. They know they're going to have to play some defense. That was the text message I got a few hours ago. They know that Miami, Mario Cristobal is not going to go away. They have to get this to the finish line. But a huge, huge pickup for Mike Elko, who was, when he was hired, he was not known for his recruiting chops, but you look at what he's doing now, and they're getting dudes all around the country.
Yeah, Matthews stated during his commitment that the coaching staff and that family feeling was the ultimate deciding factor for him. So a huge compliment, as you alluded to, from Mike Elko and company. So Matthews knows what he's getting in Texas A&M. What are the Aggies getting in a player like Matthews?
Just a freak athlete for someone that's 300 pounds. I mean, if you go back to last summer at Under Armour's Future 50 camp, he won a limbo competition with his bend and his ability. And then you go to week 1 of his junior season, puts freaky kick slides on tape. I mean, obviously the way he moves stands out. You want to see that in a guy that's going to be a left tackle on Saturdays and more than likely on Sundays, but also the balance and the posture. I think the other thing most people don't realize, Mark Matthews, he just turned 17 years old. His best football is well ahead of him. He's also a kid that's only been playing offensive line for really 2-3 years. When he first started off at St. Thomas Aquinas, he was a defensive lineman. He had a sack against Bishop Gorman his sophomore season. So he's still learning the position. But man, you know, I've been doing this for over a decade. St. Thomas Aquinas has got a dozen guys in the NFL. I think Mark Matthews in the modern era, he's the best offensive line prospect to come out of that powerhouse.
Freak athlete for sure, 6'5", 300 pounds, as you said, but also only 17 years old. So do you think that Matthews can be a freshman starter at Texas A&M? And really, how does he fit into this Aggie system?
I do, and that's kind of the big question. And again, so much has changed. But you look at these 5-star offensive linemen. We just saw some of them get drafted, 3-and-done guys. Francis Mauanoa, Caden Proctor, Jordan Seaton will be in that bucket next year. You got to view these guys like first-round picks in the NFL draft. And those guys, just given the compensation, given how much has been invested in them, they're going to be on the field very, very early. So, yeah, I expect Mark Matthews to be in the mix next season there at Texas A&M. You know, they're retooling that offensive line. There's likely going to be some lumps, but there's a reason why we have 5 stars next to his name. I mean, Miami, hey, they have a 5-star offensive lineman this year in Jackson Cantwell. He's expected to start. You go to Washington, Cody Green there. There's a reason why this premium beef, you know, so many schools want them, because you have to get them from somewhere, whether it be the transfer portal or the high school ranks. So I do think Mark Matthews is going to be in the mix year 1.
All right, so they now add the #1 offensive tackle in the class of 2027. What do you think as we end here of Texas A&M's 2027 recruiting class as a whole, in which now ranks #1 in the country, in your opinion?
We're 6 months away from signing day, and I think there's a really, really good chance that Texas A&M is going to finish with the #1 ranked class. I know there's a ton of different things that are going to happen before we get to December, but I think they're the odds-on favorite because of all the talent they have acquired. To me, this Mark Matthews commitment, it feels like 5 years ago when Shamar Stewart, the 5-star defensive lineman out of South Florida, he picked the Aggies over Miami, and Mario Cristobal was the same thing. That was kind of the nudge that pushed him to the top. I like this class because it's a bunch of future NFL players on the defensive side of the ball. They've done excellent there. I've been saying that for months, and now they're building out one of the top offensive line hauls in the entire nation. They also got Kennedy Brown committed. He's a potential 5-star prospect. They're in the running for Albert Simeon. I just mentioned it. You know, these big bodies up front, you got to get them from somewhere. At Texas A&M, they're doing it from the high school ranks. So we'll see how this shakes up. I don't know right now who's going to have a chance to catch Texas A&M because they still got plenty of other irons in the fire out there. This is going to be a very special group for Mike Elko.
Well, we know you will keep us posted regardless. Andrew Ivins, Director of Scouting for 24/7 Sports, joining us live here on CBS Sports HQ as the #1 offensive tackle in the class of 2027. Mark Matthews taking his talents to Texas A&M, picking the Aggies over Georgia and Miami here on HQ. You can get more on the recruiting cycle over on 24/7 Sports, all the latest recruiting rankings, wall-to-wall team coverage, and of course, all of the transfer portal updates as well.
You want to fight about it? Let's go.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. Nobody's seen that coming. Y'all gonna make me.
Who's a gangster now? Family does not leave family behind.
Y'all gonna make me happy.
You are a stone cold killer.
One, two, give me a sound.
I want success.